Hi, Jessica Kalwitz with Coldwell Banker, the real estate group. Coldwell Banker has teamed up with local area animal shelters in an effort to find homes for animals in need. This year, I'm proud to say that we are able to connect 266 pets with new homes, and we raised over $14,000 in donations. This year was my first opportunity to be a part of that event, and I truly appreciate it. So I'd like to take it one step further, and I'd like to bring you either a new featured pet of the week or something that the shelter does just to raise awareness and help and support them. I will be bringing you a Finding Forever's Home series, so please make sure that you follow my Facebook.
I had the opportunity to videotape the process of the intake of new rescues to the facility. You will see the efforts the staff take to assess, vaccinate, and prepare the dogs as they come into the shelter.
Nice. So put this up your nose. I'm just gonna put this up your nose.
And what does that do?
So that was Bordetella, so that is for kennel cough. So we like to vaccinate the animals before they even get into the shelter if possible, because it starts working within a few minutes to actually start protecting them against the disease.
Okay.
And this is just a dewormer, so since he's covered in ticks, I'm sure he has internal parasites as well.
Okay.
So this is just going to be a basis.
They actually usually like that stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of tastes like banana
I had
pancake
him where they
mix.
say he was going to lick your hand.
Today, the Neenah Animal Shelter received 2 relocates from Keshena Animal Help and Rescue. Meet brothers Thomas and Alexy. If you already follow the Neenah Animal Shelter, you may have already met their brother Ian. Ian was rescued a few weeks back and has found his forever home last week.
Oh, he loves trees. Now, is that a heartworm?
Yes.
I mean, a heartworm? Good.
Yeah, heart guard, and then we're gonna give him Frontline to get rid of all of his little friends.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't?
Yeah, because he had some tiny ticks crawling on him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really? One?
I just
got
picked
one right here.
And what area was he from?
So he is from the Keshena reservation.
Is that a ticker? Yeah, it is.
So with our, like I was saying, with our transfer partners, Pam helps run the Keshena reservation. Or what is your Keshena Animal Rescue and Help?
And Rescue.
Yeah.
KAHR. K-A-H-R.
So when they only have outdoor kennels to keep their strays and surrenders in. So when we have space, Pam will reach out to us, and if we have kennels available, we will take dogs from them so that they actually have indoor housing. And then we get them the medical treatment that they need. We get them spayed and neutered and up for adoption. So these two, they won't be neutered for a couple weeks yet, just because we have to work with the local vet clinics around this area. But they should be up for adoption by Friday.
Okay.
Many of these animals come from poor living quarters. They may be underfed, their bodies littered with ticks, and most likely they were not properly socialized. The staff at Neenah Animal Shelter have created and refined processes that help get these animals well again and prepare them for their new lifestyle. From volunteers spending time, taking them for walks, consistent trainings to properly introduce potential families, and to make sure that matchmaking is a good fit all around.
The other one doesn't look that bad, but that ear looks, it's bleeding. How did you do?
74 pounds.
I thought mine was 80. So they are small, a couple pounds.
These are his little brothers.
This guy has Well, he's full of ticks, you know that already. But he's got scars all over him.
So I'm here with Ellen. She's the shelter coordinator for the Neenah Animal Shelter, and she is going to share with you a little bit about one of the rescues that they've got in today.
Yeah, so what we do here at the Neenah Animal Shelter, we only have 13 dog kennels, so we're a pretty small shelter. We only take in about 500 animals a year. But when we do have the space, we like to reach out to other overcrowded Wisconsin shelters. So if they are in need, if they're overcrowded, if they just need to open up space for whatever reason, if we have a couple kennels open, we'll reach out to them and they will bring us dogs. So that is what you're going to see in this video, is our rescue partner, Keshena Animal Help and Rescue. They're up on the Keshena reservation, but they get in a lot of stray dogs up there. Their shelter is actually outdoor dog kennels with a roof. There's no actual building, there's no running water. Their electricity is one light bulb, so it's very downgraded from what we even have here. So today we had two brothers brought into us. They just kind of lived outside. They were roaming, kind of causing a nuisance in the neighborhood, so they had to leave the property, and as you can see in the video, they're very not quite under socialized, but they haven't been in cars a lot, haven't been introduced to a lot of new people, so being in the car and coming out walking on leashes is all a very new, very scary experience, hence why we had to carry them.
Yes, yes. Yep, and then some of the first things that they do when they first get in here is they do the vaccinations.
Yep. Yeah, so when animals first arrive, to keep our population safe, we try to vaccinate and deworm, treat for flea and tick as soon as possible. These guys were very cooperative, so we opted to do it right then and there. So it was easier than once they get settled in their kennels, you know, then they become jumpy and things like that. So right now they were a lot calmer, so it was just easier to give the vaccines and dewormers right off the bat. I don't know if you can see it in the videos, but they were just covered in ticks, little ticks, ones that had already been feeding, so they were just covered. So we got the front line on them right away.
Okay. All right, and then tell us a little bit more about when these will be available for adoption, and then how one would go through and qualify for adoption.
Sure. So as far as going up for adoption, it's based on the individual animal, so how they're settling into the shelter, what medical needs they need yet. So for these guys, they still need their rabies vaccination and they need to be neutered before they can actually go home. They should be up on our website by Friday, so they should be ready for visitors Friday and Saturday. So you can double check our website to make sure that they're ready. As far as going home, they would have to be neutered yet, which will happen in a couple weeks because we use the local vet clinics in the area. We don't have a vet on staff, so it depends on when our partners can get us in for that.
Okay.
So we can take applications. Once the application is approved, you know, then we would hold the animal until they are neutered so that they could go home. As far as applying for them, we would come in, meet our dogs, meet our cats. So adoption just works, bring the family in, you know, talk to us what you're looking for in a family member. We'll kind of guide you towards the animals that would be the best fit. If that all goes well, fill out an application. We do a general background check, landlord check, and a vet reference, and then we ask for 2 personal references as well. Usually takes 1 to 3 days to actually process the application. Once that is approved, then you're good to go, and then we schedule an adoption.
Okay.
Now, you told me a little story about how you picked the names for these. So you just had Ian here, which is their older brother, or their brother.
Yep.
And so he was just adopted this last week, and so now you have the brothers, and you came up with a cute little story for the names. So.
Yes. So there is actually a musician named Neenah Animal who is based out of Minnesota that I recently found. He was out playing a gig, and I've actually seen him 3 times now. But his full name is Thomas and Alexy. So we had 3 brothers, so we just thought it'd be fun to name them one right after another. And as you mentioned, Ian was the first one of the group to come to us, so he was here last week, and he has already found a forever home because he was everybody's favorite, and he was just a giant teddy bear. He was 85 pounds, loved everybody, loved everything. Little shy, just like his brothers, so I think they're going to come around and they're going to be excellent companions just like he is.
Okay. Yeah, I got to meet Ian at our Homes for Dogs event at Coldwell, and he was just the sweetest little thing. Came in, and like little ones even hugged him, and he was just a sweet little thing. So it's nice meeting him.
Yep.
Glad he found a forever home.
Yeah, and we do know there were other dogs in the home besides the 3 brothers. There were also toddlers, so they do well with kids as well. So introducing them to other dogs and cats would kind of go on a slow basis, but I think they'll be fine.
Besides, if people aren't ready to do an adoption, how else can they help your shelter out?
So there are tons of ways to help us. The big one is volunteering. So if you go to our website, neenahanimалshelter.org, there's a little tab about how to help us. There's a bunch of options, but volunteering can mean helping with special events, going to outreach events, dog walking, cat socializing, helping in the office, doing mail listings, yard work, helping us, mow the lawn, everything like that, wash dishes, do laundry. There's also a lot of people do like individual fundraising, donation drives. You've done a couple as well. So donation drives either at your employer, on your own, through your kid's school, anything. We have a wish list on our website. We have an Amazon wish list as well. So if you're looking to donate, you can also just call and ask us what we're in need of at that time.
Okay. And your website is
neenaanimalshelter.org.
And a phone number for they come to you?
Is 920-722-9544. That one.
Yeah, sounds good. And I just I clicked on the volunteer, so I will be hoping to help lend a helping hand here as well. And so I look forward to sharing a little bit more information about the place. But thank you so much for your time. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to share this message with you. Please contact Neenah Animal Shelter for more information. And make sure to tune in each week for Finding Forever Homes. This is Jessica Kalwitz with Coldwell Bank, the Real Estate Group.